Also do a countdown? Or
Host?
We are already on my end of things. Are all of y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. We're starting in 3, 2, 1.
good luck.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3,
So,
2,
we first start off with Rally New Zealand,
over crest.
which is a quite fast gravel rally with the
Over crest
fast
into
flowing
5
roads.
right, into 3 left.
And
1
oddly
left.
enough, in this game it's the first rally. Normally
Square right, don't
it should
cut
be Rally
fence.
Monte Carlo, but this game, Colin McRae
5
games
left.
are a bit unique. They're not
1
really
right.
trying to mimic the World Rally Championship. I kind of like that, honestly.
Long 2 left.
Yeah, anyway,
Over crest.
it's a quite easy rally, I'd say.
Over bump.
Good beginner
Funny-
rally for
5
sure.
right.
Funnily enough,
5
this is the
left.
only
Over
game that
crest
features
into
New Zealand
square
Rally
right.
out of the entire series.
Well, technically,
Square
Dirt
left.
Rally 2.0 has New Zealand.
Bank. Long 3 right.
Like
Tightens.
Colin
Don't cut.
McRae Rally series.
It is a Colin McRae series.
5 left.
Yeah, but without his name,
crest.
like before the reboot.
Over crest
I
into
kinda
So-
brushed out
left.
without his name
5
anymore.
right into 5.
So a little bit
into
WRC
4
history.
Right, opens.
We should have said this during the Colin McRae Rally 3 run. So who is Colin McRae
3
really?
right,
He's
don't cut into
a
5
World
left,
Rally
into
driver at the
5
time.
right, don't cut
He
into
was the
5
World
left,
Rally
into 2 right.
Champion
Over
in
jump.
1995
1
with the
left,
Subaru
over crest,
together with his
into
co-driver
long
Derek
4
Ringer.
left.
He knocked up 25 rally
Long
victories
1 right.
also as well. And at one point he was the driver who had the most rally victories after Safari Rally 2002, but it was surpassed some years later.
Long 4
Unfortunately, he had
3 left,
passed
1
away in
left,
2007 in a helicopter crash,
4 left,
together with his son and 2 family friends.
square right.
And ever since when that happened, I mean, some
Square
Colin McRae
right.
games has continued on as well.
Over crest,
But this was
into
the first
5
ever
left.
game that Colin McRae had under his
Caution,
name.
water splash. 4 left,
And I would say it was a hit.
over finish.
I mean, it was likable by everybody. I mean, everyone liked it. It had rally feeling. I mean, everything that, you know, introduces people to rallying, honestly.
5, 4,
It was
3,
quite,
2,
I would say it was
1,
quite common
go.
back in the day that some rally drivers and the people from different motor series
jump.
had their own games.
Over jump into 3 right.
Because
Yeah.
there was Tommy Mäkinen rally,
Square left.
Carlos Sainz had one. Wait, what? Did I say the game?
Square left. Don't
Bishop
cut
Burns had
edge.
one. Still
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
it's
Into
still
5 right.
actively played
4
because
left.
of
Yeah.
how
Cut edge.
open to mods it
3
is.
right. Tightens.
His game came
Square
out
right.
in 2004,
3
and
right.
it when it first came
5
out,
left. Cleared edge.
Richard
Over
Burns,
crest.
people
Into
were
4
like, "Oh,
right.
it's so
5
difficult,
left.
blah 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 blah." But I would
K2
say
left.
they're a
Tightens.
bunch of crybabies, honestly. I mean, they play on a controller, probably with the arrows, which you
5
shouldn't
right.
do. You should be
Into 5
playing with
left.
the analog, or
4
preferably a steering wheel.
Over crest.
I don't have a
into
steering
5
wheel yet,
right.
so.
Over crest. Into long hairpin right. K
But that
rocks.
game, it's
1 left. Into
I
long
mean,
2
it's
right.
true sim rallying.
Yeah, it's the realest I've ever experienced.
4 left. Into 3 right. Long 1
And it has
Yeah.
a mod called the Rally Sim Fans, which has a lot of.
Right.
Never played it.
3 left.
Never played it
don't
as
cut.
well, yeah.
Over crest. 5
I wanna
left.
play it so
over
bad.
crest. 4 left.
So a little bit of history about the cars that we're driving.
Over bridge.
I said at the beginning that
3
these
left.
are the Formula
crest
2
into 5
liter
right,
World Cup,
into
but they were
1
also
right,
called the
into
F2
square
cars.
left.
Basically, what this is that it kind of like started in early 90s. They wanted to make a class for smaller cars and a little bit cheaper. It's a little bit like, you know, getting yourself introduced to rallying. They already had classes like Group N, which is production-based car championship, and they also had the biggest classes, which was Group A at the time. But this was 1998, so Group A got a little continuation from 1997 called the World Rally Cars to make Group A a lot more cheaper instead of having to make homologations and everything, and you know, as a set of cars in order to qualify for the championship. But so the regulations for the Formula 2 Liter World Cup was that the cars had to be two-wheel drive. All the cars were front-wheel drive because you preferably want front-wheel drive over rear-wheel drive. So in order to get a little bit more grip and counteract the oversteering. But these cars are a bit susceptible to understeer. They were a lot lighter as well. But in some years later, they had to make the Formula 2 Liter World Cup a little bit more cheaper because it was starting getting a little bit expensive. So they made kit car regulations. But that kind of caused a bit of problem for the higher end class because on tarmac they had a bigger advantage. They had the regulations for those cars were more lighter. And they were allowed to have bigger tires as well, which means that they had more grip and could have more speed, and also the tire wear wasn't that much great. So sometimes the Formula 2 Liter World Cup cars were faster on tarmac.
5 left, over crest, into 4 right, 1 left, open.
That's
Most
actually insane.
Most notably, during 1997,
Square left,
in Corsica and Catalonia, where Peugeot 307 Maxes were in the lead of the rally. But that didn't last for long because of
1 left,
punctures and some mechanical issues. 1998, the Peugeot 307 Maxi got its first podium in Corsica by François Delacour.
right,
So they actually beat a lot of
1 right, tight,
higher end class cars,
square right, through narrow gate, square right,
which is quite impressive. During 1999, Citroën won 2 rallies with their
square
Citroën
left,
Zara kit car,
square right,
both in Corsica and Catalonia, with Philippe
square
Bulgalski
left, into square right, through narrow
at the
gate,
wheel. And his co-driver was Jean-Paul Chiarone.
4 right, over bump, over
So that
into 3
when that happened, when they won, they had to
crest,
do a little bit of revision of the Formula 2 Liter World Cup. So what they basically did was they axed the whole championship
right,
and remodeled it to the Super 1600 championship.
right,
So the cars were still front-wheel drive, but it became more like a junior World Rally Championship, and the cars went from being 2 liters to 1.6 liter engines.
4 right,
And by the way, these cars are naturally aspirated. They don't have any turbochargers or superchargers or anything.
left, over bump,
Whilst the WRC had 4-wheel drive,
2
turbochargers.
square right, 4 left,
When it comes to Formula 2 Liter World Cup cars, I mean, there is a very short selection of these. I mean, there were a lot of more cars other than these 4s that we are driving. For instance, as I mentioned, there was the Citroën Zara, which actually became a World Rally car in 2001, and the Peugeot 307 Maxi.
long 3 left, tight,
There is also Opel Astra kit car, the Hyundai Coupe, which launched in 1998.
fantastic, we
which I think should be a great addition for this game, honestly, to actually have those cars. I might be missing some of these. And when it comes to the cars that we're actually driving, I'm driving the Seat Ibiza, which, ironically enough, was the
3,
best
2,
ever Formula 2 car.
go.
It was very consistent. It has won the most championship. I'm pretty sure
3
it was,
right,
yes.
into
It
4
was very
left,
dominant,
over crest, into 4 right,
and it was
3 right, 1 left,
and they also followed up by making a World Rally car in
5
1998,
right, square left,
which was the Seat
3
Cordoba.
right, over crest,
Joseph is driving a Skoda Felicia kit
4
car,
left, over crest,
well,
into 4 right,
which was quite a rare sight during
5
the
left,
later
into 4 right,
championships
over
in the
crest,
late 90s. It was
2
quite
left,
popular during
4
the
right,
early
3
years of
left, into
1990.
3 right,
But then they entered
5
with a
left, into 4
Octavia,
left, over crest, into 1 left,
Octavia Formula 2 car,
1 right,
which then became a World Rally car in
5 left,
1999.
2
And
right, into long hairpin
the biggest
left,
advantage it had was that it was the cheapest Formula 2 car to ever have. At the
square
time,
right,
I don't really know the current currency and the
square left,
currency balance of back in the day.
5
But in
right,
Sweden, a
hairpin
Skoda
left,
Felicia kit car, to buy one in rally spec,
3
costed
right,
30,000 Swedish crowns.
4 left, into 1 right,
That's super cheap, actually.
4 left,
It's a Skoda.
4 right, tightens, into 2 right,
Nap, who's driving a Volkswagen Golf,
3 left,
I don't. It was quite up there in some rallies. But I
5
mean, for
left,
me, it's quite unknown the actual
hairpin
kit
left,
car. It was reliable. That's its
square right,
advantage. It was very reliable, and then it was sturdy.
4 right,
Blitz is driving a Renault Megane,
2
which
left,
didn't really compete that much
4
in
right,
the World Rally Championship. But it did appear in some gravel
1
rallies,
right,
but mostly it did appear on the tarmac rallies and in the British
3
National
right,
Championships. It was quite popular in
1
Britain,
left,
but it did appear in some gravel rallies, like in Portugal and Acropolis,
right.
which we are in right now. This is Acropolis rally, the roughest rally in
hairpin
the
left,
European circuit, with, you know, bedrock, rocks everywhere, rough
5
terrain,
right, into 5 left,
searing heat in the
right.
cockpit because of the actual heat outside.
3 left,
It's a tough task for man and machine.
1 right,
And fun fact, in this stage,
5
right now
left,
where I am, I found an out of
over
bounds
finish,
this game.
This game is rare with its out of bounces, though. There's another one in
5,
Indonesia, but we don't go to
3,
Indonesia.
2, 1, go.
Not in
Yeah.
this difficulty, no.
Indonesia is really difficult.
Right, tightens, into 2 right,
So notable drivers with all these cars, I mean, my notable drivers is that
4 left, into 1 right,
Seat used to be driven by, you know, most
5
notably two Finnish guys, Harry Rovanperä and Toni Gardemeister. And
5 right,
Nap's Volkswagen Golf was usually driven by Alistair McRae, the younger brother of Colin McRae. But he also drove the Hyundai
5 left,
Coupe in
over
1998.
crest, into long 4 right,
Skoda Felicia, I'm quite unknown with the drivers.
over crest, 1
Honestly,
left,
there, I think Emil Triner
over
was one
crest,
of the notable
into
drivers.
2 right,
And in 1996, Stig Blomqvist drove one. He was a World Rally champion in 1984.
1 left,
Notable drivers from Blitz,
1
some
right, into square left,
local drivers from Great Britain and some national championships in France and Portugal. I mean, it was also popular in France championships, but the only driver I can think of is Portuguese Rui Madeira.
Long 3 left opens.
Sadly, he drove the Megane in 1998. But he used to enter with a privateer Subaru Impreza.
If I could butt in here real quick, we have a $20 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Very, very mysterious, but nevertheless, thank you for the $20, and that gets us up to the $600 mark. And just a reminder to everyone who is watching the stream, we are currently fundraising to for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. All donations go straight to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. We collect absolutely zero money of that total. So if you are interested in donating, supporting a good cause, go to gamersforhope.com/donate and you'll be redirected to a Tiltify page.
Square left.
That's awesome. Thanks for the donation
3 right.
to the cause.
Was it $60?
20.
Funny.
Oh yeah. I think we should have announced this to our community that we're doing this race.
Yeah.
Viper knows.
Does he know?
That's for sure. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
pretty sure he does.
Yeah, he does. He does now.
4 left. 5 right. 5 left. 5 right.
This is the most action Seymour one's gone in a little while, so.
5 right over crest.
This is also my first time running the game.
Right. Hairpin left.
Like, properly.
Yeah.
2 right.
Yeah.
Long 2
It's the
left.
first time for everything.
1 right. 2 right.
This is actually the first speedrun game that I picked up about last year. Mostly because most of it is just straight-laced driving.
Square left.
Yeah, there's not too much in the way of, like...
1 right.
Like, there's a bit of tech, but
2 left.
it's not CMR2 broken, so... Thankfully.
2 right.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I take great offense to that.
Left.
Yeah, but it's just... The problem with CMR2 is it's too much to learn. You have to learn...
2 left.
Like, how many skips are there now?
Over crest into square right.
Considering the skips, I mean, it isn't that many.
1 left over crest.
So much... You have to spend, like, a lot of time learning, though.
Long
I mean,
1 left.
if you were to say that, you would include, you know, Corsica Stage
5
2,
right. 4
the out of
left.
bounds, which also
5
requires
right into 2 left.
normal gears
5 right.
for like two
5
stages.
left. 4
But
right over crest.
I wouldn't say it's a
4
requirement, but it's a requirement for world
5 right.
record. So you could still submit a run with
5
some
left.
basic
5
cuts.
left. 4 right.
Corsica in this
5
game, though.
left Into 5 right.
Not in this game.
5 right.
No, it's
1
CMR2.
left.
Yeah, it's in CMR2 as France.
Over finish.
But France and Corsica, they're the same nation. They're still France though, but they still call
Yeah.
themselves Corsica.
Monte Carlo's where stuff gets difficult.
5
Oh yeah, I forgot one
1
Formula 2 Liter World Cup car, which was
5
quite
left.
popular also in
3
British
right.
National Championships and
1 left over crest.
some Finnish rallies. The Nissan Micra.
There's not been a single Nissan in any of the CMR games, I think. Actually, maybe
No,
the Navarro or something in CMR 5. Possibly.
Right into 5 left over crest.
Nissan pickup.
Hairpin
Yeah, and I
left.
think that's
Smart
just the
hard.
Navarro.
5 right over crest. Over crest into 4
Is that
right.
it?
Over crest
I think
into
that's
1
it.
right.
Yep. Otherwise, there would be nothing until Dirt 2 with the 350Z.
5 left.
I don't think CMR 1 has any.
5 left over crest.
CMR 1, Dirt 1 has any
Over
Nissans.
crest into 3 right.
Don't remember there being
Uh,
any.
CMR 2005 has a Nissan.
Hairpin
Yeah,
left.
the Nissan pickup, yeah.
Oh, the first major crash.
Oh,
Oh, and I finished.
1 right. Tightens.
Grease 3 by any chance?
Yeah, can someone clip that, please? Now we're in Rally Monte Carlo, which is usually the first ever rally in the World Rally Championship.
Long 1 right.
And I'm gonna go a little bit WRC here. The Monte Carlo Rally is the first event in the World Rally Championship, and it combines glamour and prestige in unforgiving alpine roads. One of the reasons it's so special is the sense of history. It's an
4 right.
endurance event which has been held in almost a
3
century
right.
ago.
Tightens. Over crest.
The reason why it's so hard is that because the stages can start on dry tarmac and finish on thick snow. To win the Monte Carlo means something special, even for the World Rally Championship veterans.
5 left over crest.
You guys recognize where that comes from?
It could be from the first WRC game, or it could be from one of the season reviews of the late 90s.
1 left.
Nope, it's from WRC2 Extreme. And it
Okay.
quite sums up Monte Carlo really well. I mean,
2 right.
it's a prestigeful rally to win.
3 right.
It's also difficult with the tire choices, because it's a mixed surface event, but usually it is, you know, tarmac, wet tarmac,
5 left.
snow, ice, icy tarmac.
Square left.
Yeah. So back in the day, tire choices was
Long hairpin right.
quite a havoc.
well, in this game, in Novice of this game anyway, the tire choice is easy. We just go with wet groups because
Into
we
5
don't
left.
encounter much tarmac
Crest. Into 1 left.
in the first 3 stages.
1 right.
Yeah, tire changes definitely matter more in
Into square left.
in intermediate, because this is like
Square right.
I think Monte Carlo and Indonesia, you need to do some tire swaps there.
5
I think I made a bad tire choice because I'm sliding a little bit on the snow.
That's fine. That's normal. The snow is very loose.
I mean, if you're using wet grooves, then you're fine.
Yeah, because when you get to
I
the
have a-
tarmac section, it's more grippy.
2
I have a lot of grip on the icy tarmac patches. But in some
Yeah.
games, oddly enough, in some versions of the game, depending on which region you are in,
hairpin right.
Monte Carlo is Austria,
Yeah.
and they use exactly the same stages,
Hairpin left.
but the stages also have different names, which is very stupid from Codemasters there. If they really wanted an Austrian rally, they should have
Hairpin left.
made new stages, or gone with Monte Carlo,
4 right.
because in what ways, in what kind of reason would they would do that, honestly?
Right. Hairpin left.
I mean, Americans?
Right hairpin right.
I don't know. I'm not really sure, because it's like, what else could be called, like the Alps rally or something, but that's not a real rally, so.
I mean, Monte Carlo is in the Alps a little bit,
And
but
it's probably just fine to call it, yeah.
K bank.
I mean,
Does this look like Monte Carlo? Like, yeah, it sort of does, yeah, sure.
Square right. Open.
one thing I always wondered if that the stages in Colin McRae are fictional, because they aren't.
Crest into 3.
To me, I have had the thought that they are made up with fantasy, because I've never seen a road resembling like this before.
Could be based on some actual stage, but definitely not licensed, right? They didn't have the WSC license or FIA.
But I can't see the reason why you should have a license for including some piece of
4 right.
public roads.
5 right. 2 left.
I'm not entirely sure on that, but yeah.
2 left.
Codemasters logic.
One thing that I should mention also is that the some classes of the WRC, you know, the lower end classes, like we're driving, were they were only driving a few selected events. They didn't run a full WRC program, mainly because either budget, but they were also only allowed to run certain events.
Over bridge.
And some of the cars weren't actually
3
up
right.
to date
into 2
in
left.
certain rallies. Because, for instance, the French cars, except the Megane, they were usually opted for tarmac events. They were
Over crest.
solely
into
developed
1
for
left.
those events, but they could run on
Over
gravel,
crest.
but
into 4 right.
they weren't
Square
used on
left.
gravel. Peugeot 307 Max he had
Over
a gravel
finish.
stint in Portugal. I can remember. I think the Citroen Zara appeared in Portugal as well, because Portugal has some tarmac patches.
I don't think there's a single. I don't think Portugal exists in any of the CMR games, right?
3
Nothing in
What?
South America. No, not South America. What am I saying? No, but there is no Portugal
1
at all.
right. into 4 left.
No.
1 right.
Which is quite strange, honestly. Portugal is a very popular rally. But let's talk about some of the rally events that do appear in this game. We have New Zealand, we have Greece, we have Monte Carlo,
Right.
we
into
have
1 left.
Sweden, Corsica, Australia, Indonesia.
1
That's also
Uh,
unique for this game.
into square right.
But
Not quite.
you would be
I
you would
mean,
be surprised. You would be surprised that it was actually an actual World Rally event in 1996 and 1997.
Square right.
It was supposed to be in 1998, but they had to cancel it due to organization stuff. I think it was due to heavy rains and these kinds of things. So it only appeared in 1996 and 1997, and both were won by Carlos Sainz
1 right.
and Luis Moya in a Ford Escort.
4 left. 5 left.
But it does appear in the
3 right.
Asia Pacific
Long
Championship.
3 left. Tightens. into 2 left. 5 right.
It
3
is
left.
a quite big championship. Notable drivers there are Karamjit Singh, who was very popular for driving Group N cars.
5
He used to
left.
drive,
into 2 right. Square right. into long
he used to drive
left.
Proton, Proton Pert and Proton Vira, and Possum Born.
Square right.
He used to
into
drive
square
Subarus.
left.
Yeah. Some of the
Square
World
left.
Rally
into
drivers
square right.
did appear in the Asia Pacific Rally
4 right.
Championship. Colin
5
McRae,
left.
Piero
into
Liatti,
long
Kenneth
heavy right.
Eriksson. They did also compete in them sometimes.
5 left. into 3 right. Over crest. into 4 left.
The driver
It's
who had
interesting
won,
that it's included in this game, though, so that's cool.
4 left. into 5
it was supposed to be a World Rally in 1998, but sadly it got cancelled. Oddly enough, I don't think you guys would know this, but Rally China did appear in 1999, and it was actually scheduled in 2000, but due to organization troubles, but this time due to the event sponsor 555, it was trouble with the event sponsoring and the event organizers. So it got replaced with Rally Cyprus in 2000. Ooh. Right in the forest.
5 4
thank you for
There is
this
a
opportunity,
really...
Rod.
1 go.
Wait, what?
Thank you for that
Right.
opportunity.
Over crest.
Wait, am I third?
Crest. into long 3 left. Tightens.
Mm.
1 left.
There is a really fast stage in Monte Carlo which is called the Rires, where you can basically go flat out throughout all the stages, and I really want to unlock that stage. The driver who has won most Monte Carlo rallies are Sebastian Ogier. He has won
Long 5
eight of them. Was with his long-time co-driver Julian Ingracia, but he retired, and he works with WRC commentary. I think he has won 9 Monte Carlo.
4 right.
So that's a lot, actually.
3 right. 5
I mean, Monte Carlo is the most prestigious rally you could win.
3 left.
Yeah, and just
In
even
some
just
years-
racing it 9 times is pretty impressive already.
Yeah.
3 left into 2 right.
The pace notes in this game is a bit, strange because usually the usual pace note system is that the higher the number is, the more flat the corner is.
Square left.
Yeah, it's a bit
But-
odd. I'm not entirely. I don't know what's going on there.
1
Thankfully,
right.
that's changeable.
Square right.
Yeah, you can
Yes.
easily change this. So yeah.
Who is the co-driver in this game?
Nicky Grist. He partnered Colin McRae in 1997 because Subaru management was fed up with Colin crashing all the time in 1996. So they thought that it could discipline him by changing his co-driver from Derek Ringer to Nicky Grist. So when the season started in 1987, he crashed out of Monte Carlo, so it wasn't wrong with his co-driver, it was wrong with Colin McRae himself. Colin McRae was a very, pedal to the metal kind of guy. If in doubt, flat out. Very aggressive, flamboyant driving style, which worked a lot of times, I would say. Sometimes it could end up in a crash. So he got the nickname Colin McCrash at the time. But that's the kind of sad thing about rallying, is that back in the day, usually when something got wrong, the co-driver was the first one to blame.
1
And if something goes good, and they actually won and stood on the podium, the co-driver was usually the last one to congratulate.
into 3 left.
That's
Which
very
I think-
unfair.
Square left through narrow gate.
But I mean, even though more focus is on the driver because they're actually controlling the car, but the thing about the co-drivers is that they also have a bigger job than just calling out pace notes. I mean, pace notes is the biggest job they have,
4 right.
because they work as a secretary, timekeeper, motivator, and they're not just a passenger. They also operate the car with some switches and pedals, because in some rally cars they actually have pedals for like horn, windscreen wipers, and
over jump.
washer fluids, so that the driver could actually focus on driving. And they also could operate a lever which blocks the air intake from taking in water in some water splashes.
Over jump into long 1 right.
And yeah, but they also do operate the car.
Gate.
Sometimes they could operate the car altogether. Let's just say if the driver loses his driving license for erratic driving by speeding too much, the co-driver could be the one who actually drives the car in the stage.
Right into 1
Which did happen in 2011 by Petter Solberg.
right.
He was speeding in
course.
public roads in Sweden. He was speeding in public roads. So when it come to the power stage, his co-driver Chris Patterson had to drive because Petter
5 right.
lost his driving license
4 left.
due to speeding.
Over crest.
Mr. Solberg.
Right.
Yeah,
4 right.
Petter Solberg was my favorite as a kid. He is always my favorite. I really like his son Oliver. He's a really good driver. He won Estonia this year. So yeah, this rally, we're in Rally Australia,
Long 1 right.
which is
Your
the
loads are so fast. It's unbelievable.
which is a fast
Really? Are they?
a fast-flowing gravel stage liked by many drivers.
Yeah, your loads are twice as fast.
Over
They had
Oh,
good organization, honestly, which is very praised by a lot of drivers. But usually it was a very dangerous rally, honestly, because you drive close to trees that are very, very next to the roads.
1 go.
But in this game, there aren't that much trees next to the road,
Left.
surprisingly.
Thank goodness.
1 left over crest into
Yeah.
2 right.
Here comes the water splash.
Long 3 left tightens.
Here comes the sun.
Doo 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 doo. And I saw what you did there. That's
Yep.
whoa! I did not realize that was a long 4 left.
5 right into 5
And now that you mention it, it's probably worth noting that there's a strange thing about this game in technical sense that if you have a faster screen, like if your screen frequency is higher, your loads are better. I don't know why.
right.
Oh, I
That
don't
is
like
weird.
this. I don't like this.
Over crest 5 left
Australia is a very fast rally in this game. Stage 2 is a...
into 5 left.
yeah, it's good.
It is actually famous for being a fast rally. You know, but the gravel is like marbles.
3 left
That's
I don't
that's
know.
kind of like hated by a lot of drivers because
4 right.
being on the being first on the road is a disadvantage because you would sweep the loose gravel
Over jump
on
into
top of the
1
surface, so that the later runners could get to the harder surface underneath.
right. Long 3
So the first runners would actually slide a lot more and lose time and lose grip, whilst the later runners would have more grip
3 right bank
due to the harder surface underneath.
into 5 left into 5 right.
Oh, I did not realize that.
4 left 5 right.
Oh, man.
Water splash over crest.
Oh, I should have given you this build just to see if... I mean, I think Nap is running my build right now.
Over jump into 5
If it's
right,
working, that
into
is.
3 left. Over finish. Fantastic, we did it.
Sweden.
Speaking of rallying,
4 3
I can see that our host name is Tanic, right?
square left.
That's your name?
Long 2 right tightens.
I believe it's
Because-
10 IQ.
Yeah, 10 IQ. Yeah, I can see that. But
1 left tightens.
for me, it looked like it's named Tanic, which is quite close to a current WRC driver,
Long 2
Ut
right.
Tänak, from Estonia, who won the championship in 2019
Long 1 left tightens.
with Martin Järvioja.
Long 2
But
right.
which cars are currently driving? Is it the Fiesta, I-20, and... oh, man. Another...
This
You were
year
wrong.
it's 3 hatchbacks that all look the same.
No,
yeah.
they aren't. All of them aren't hatchbacks. There's one problem.
5 left into
You know, you said the Fiesta, Joseph.
Yeah,
Ford is running. Ford has discontinued the Fiesta, so
that's correct, yeah.
M Sport are running with the all-time stupid car Ford Puma,
square left.
which is
Oh, yeah, of course.
Here's a problem with Ford is that they like to ruin good car models they used to have back in the day. You know, Ford Mustang has an SUV model, but they still continue with the Mustang. Ford Capri, which was a performance car, a low-end performance car, a bit like a Ford Escort.
Cool car, though.
Yeah,
Ford
cool
Capri
car
Sun,
back
I
in the
know
day.
it.
But now it's an SUV.
Yeah, the
Ford
Ford Puma
Puma,
was like a
which was-
small...
Right tightens.
Ford Puma, which was a cool little Super 1600 car,
Right.
a little coupe, is now an SUV.
That's all people buy, apparently, so that's what we get. It's very boring. It is sad.
And they're also very dangerous cars, dangerous for other pedestrians and traffic.
Yeah,
Ford Capri Sun.
it's a very unfortunate reality.
Oh no, no, I can feel it. Nice
Ford-
way to
Ford-
finish the stage.
Ford Puma Gold, but in Seymour 4.
No, I really
you
like the
love-
Ford Puma in
Yeah,
Seymour 4, even if it's crap.
It's
Should it be
the-
balanced? Is it balanced in Sweden? Balanced speed? Or max
Yes,
zero?
even on the ice, balanced. Because you
This is
get
my
the wheel spin basically. There's a weird wheel spin mechanic in the game, and you keep your speed.
wow. It's
Wow.
kind of like in Super Wooden Rally GP, Super Wooden Rally Edge, I think, which has where the demo had a speed slide mechanic. Was they if you would do heavy slides, you could actually generate more speed.
Square left.
But this is my home rally,
Square left.
Oh.
so I have a
Square right.
local knowledge, an advantage to the other drivers.
Long one right. Tight.
This is a very tough rally though. Just stay away from the sides in every
No,
place.
the snowbanks are actually good, because real life rally drivers uses snowbanks to correct the cars and use them to get
Oh my
a good
gosh,
exit out of the
CMR3.
corners.
Over finish.
But the problem
Maybe
is
it's realistic
that
after all.
if your front tires touches the snowbank, you could get caught easily into them and get stuck. The rear end should touch it, but it can reduce corner exit speed. Ah,
Square right.
now I failed the attempt, but I managed to
You have
get
to
out.
be very careful with the snowbanks.
One left.
Usually, Sweden is the second
Left.
rally in the World Rally Championship calendar.
Over crest. Into
So if
three
this was
right.
a real calendar, the snow would be melted away and we would be driving in a lake, because this is a frozen lake.
Right.
Some rallies winter rallies uses frozen lake as a stage.
Over crest. Into long 5 right.
that small part, 05.
Yeah.
Over crest.
Or river.
Over bridge.
CMR
But
3 and 4.
CMR3 and 4 have like a bit of
Five.
like ice
Left. Tightens.
stuff
Into
going on.
left.
One thing I dislike is that the frozen lake that you drive in 2.0, that's the only ice stage that you're driving on.
5 left.
But one thing I really dislike about, snow rallies in most rally games is that the car gets equipped with usually they get equipped with ice-studded tires, which should give maximum grip on snow and ice, especially ice, because the tires are very small. The studs that grips onto the ice,
5 right. Over
and
crest.
when the tires are that
5
small,
right.
which creates a lot of pressure point from the car's weight, which should give the car maximum amount of grip.
Long
But on
3
ice, you slide, because it's like the logic here is that ice, it's so slidey, it's so dangerous. So they gave it a more arcade-ish feel.
So that's the reason why the tires or the wheels are so thin in Sweden.
crest. Into 4
Yeah,
right.
I mean they are thin so that the tires could
Long
dig into
3
the
right.
snow,
Tightens.
so that the
Into square
studs
right.
could potentially get to the harder surface, the ice underneath.
Oh, okay.
But you could be running on a disadvantage depending on how long the studs are.
Into 1
Because if you have a longer studs and running on pure ice, the studs wouldn't grip on.
5 right. Into
But you would have an
left.
advantage if the ice is covered by a thick sheet of snow. But if the studs are smaller, that wouldn't work on the thick sheet of snow covering the ice, but it would work better on pure ice for some reason.
4 right. Into 4 left.
Interesting.
Over finish.
Back in the day, Sweden used to have a curse that no other drivers outside of Sweden would win.
4 3.
But during the 80s, Finns started to win, so it became a rally where only Nordic drivers would win. South European people were usually laughed at. They always came last and they would never do well in this kind of rally because they only drive on tarmac. But that myth got shattered in the early 90s when the Spaniard Carlos Sainz and his co-driver from Spain also, Luis Moya, started to knock up podiums on this rally, and they usually were a favorite to win this actual event. Sadly, they didn't, but they did win Rally Finland, which was never won by a driver outside of Finland or Sweden. So they won in 1990 in a Toyota Corolla, no, Toyota Celica. I think it was a Celica. Yeah, it was a Celica. So they became the first non-Finnish and non-Nordic drivers to win in Finland. And Didier Auriol and his co-driver Bernardo Kelly, who drive a Lancia Delta, won in 1992. So they became the first Frenchmen to win in Finland as well.
Wait, when did they
The
win?
first-
What year was that?
1990 and 1992 respectively.
Okay.
Over crest.
Whoa.
Over crest into
Did I
So
interrupt somebody?
the first ever non-Nordic driver to win in Sweden was in 2004 by Sebastian Loeb and his co-driver Daniel Elena.
right.
And Loeb then went on to, yeah,
But it was his only win in Sweden.
Over crest.
interesting. Okay.
Long 4 left tightens into 1 left bank.
Pushing too low all over the place.
In the late 2000, I mean between 2000 and 2010,
Over crest into 5 right tightens.
the World Rally Championship used to have 2 winter rallies, one in Norway as well.
Over crest 4 left.
But nevertheless to say, Sweden is regarded as one of the fastest rallies ever. I think it's the second fastest behind Finland.
Finland, huh? Okay.
Finland is the fastest rally in the World Rally Championship. It usually got the nickname Formula 1 on gravel.
3 left.
Wow, okay.
Long 4 left.
And speaking of which, if you guys
Long 4 right.
live in Sweden, 6 o'clock, there will be a resume of Rally Finland
Fantastic.
this year. This year's Rally Finland. I think Kalle Rovanperä is leading the rally.
Good
He's
to know.
two other outings in Rally Finland. He has crashed out. Wow.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, the snowbanks are a real disadvantage in this game.
Yeah, you really don't want to get stuck in them.
But I wanted.
Right.
CMR
I want-
snowbanks, happy face emoji versus CMR1 snowbanks skull emoji.
The thing about this game is that they also they. What was I about to say?
1 right.
Something special, was it?
Over crest into 2 left. Opens.
No, I don't remember.
3 left.
But what I will say is that they
3 left. 5 left.
in this game some of the is it some or is it all of the drivers, honestly, because the drivers in this game were actual drivers.
3 left.
Yeah.
Over crest.
You know, I can see HR, which is Harry Rovanperä.
Long 3 left.
He's also
Alistair
driving it.
McRae is also here as well. So
Yeah.
3 right.
In the highest end class, they have Juha Kankkunen, they have Piero Liatti, Carlos Sainz, Didier Auriol,
2 left.
Bruno Thierry,
3 left. Over crest.
Tommy Mäkinen, Richard Burns is also in this game.
1 right.
maybe? I'm actually not sure.
1 left.
There is an Mitsubishi
In the
Lancer.
intermediate championship, yeah.
2 left. 5 right. 1 left.
But there are also 2 Group B cars in this game, Audi S1 Quattro and
1 right.
Ford RS200.
5 left.
I think that's... Is that it? Really? Yeah, it might actually be it.
5 right. Tight.
Is it
Some
the
of these
S1 Quattro or the S2 Quattro?
No, it's
S.
the
Square right.
It's an
5
S1
left
E2.
into 4 right. Into
yeah,
long
that one
Okay.
left.
with the snowplow front wing.
Iconic look.
Tight hairpin right.
Yeah, I love it. I also like the RS200, which was the last
Really?
ever purpose-built rally car to ever exist.
Long
I love
3
the RS200, even if it's not that good.
Over finish.
But it wasn't that big of a success. It got a first ever podium in Sweden in 1986.
Yeah,
Which
but
was
it
the
just
last
didn't have
ever.
time to develop, so
Yeah,
they were
it
too
was
late.
overweight. It lacked some speed, but it got its first podium by Kalle Grundel
4
from
right.
Sweden.
Over crest. Into 4
All right.
Stig Blomqvist did also drive it.
Tightens. Into 1
Not
right.
as
Over
overweight as
crest.
the engine metro.
2 left.
MG Metro was
1 right. Tightens.
interesting, but it wasn't that good, I think.
Below
I
the
love
car.
I love the MG Metro. It did have reliability
Square
problems,
right.
but it also caught its first ever podium in 1985 RAC rally.
1 right.
Only podium by Tony Pond.
5 right.
That's a
2
funny name,
right.
Tony Pond.
4 right. 3
Oh, is that a Saab 900 turbo there?
Yeah, there is one, yeah.
Hairpin left. Opens.
Now we're on to Corsica, which is one of the hardest events to...
5
Is it max acceleration, right?
No, it's balanced. You have, especially for stage 2.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Into long
Really strange. They use balance speed
Course.
in a
Corsica
rally which was
is-
nicknamed as the Rally of
Yeah.
10,000 Corners.
Square right.
Yeah, but the grip is insane.
Anyway,
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
just believe in... Yeah, you have to believe in the
Corsica is
grip.
an all-tarmac rally.
3 left.
Oops.
It's an all-tarmac rally.
All tarmac.
Long 4 right.
So you take
There is a
turns
funny-
at very high
Square
speed.
left.
There is a funny video existing on YouTube. There's a guy using cheats and doing
5
stuff
right.
in this game. He clips
Into
through the
5
walls and
3 left.
doing some funny stuff. He crashes his car onto the mountain.
Hairpin right.
At one point, he plays the song "You Spin Me Right Round Like a Record, Baby" in that one. But then he goes out of bounds, which throws his... he's in the void, which throws his car out of whack. So he does it. He decides to play Chacaron Macaron.
Was that this game? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was this game. I can show you later.
1. Go.
I wasn't aware of anything. Yeah, okay.
Over crest.
3
right.
By the way, Corsica was also regarded,
Right.
and it's still regarded as the one of the most
4
dangerous rally ever.
3 left. Wall.
It was uncommon. It was very uncommon for people outside of France to win this rally,
3 left. K.
but it has
Left.
claimed
Square right.
some
1 right.
driver
Square
deaths,
left.
sadly, and injuries and high-speed crashes.
Into 1 left. Square right. 4 left. Over crest.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like here where you can just fall off the cliff,
Square
then
right. Opens.
yeah.
I mean, you can see this little stone wall. In this game, it prevents me from falling off.
Don't cut.
But in reality, you could easily drive off them and fall over. I mean,
That's
look
true.
at it. It's like a small little bump.
2 right.
And event safety wasn't that high in this rally.
Bridge.
Usually people will stand on the side of the road and would go unscrutinized.
Square
Especially
right.
in rallies like in South Europe, like in
5
Spain,
right. Into 2 left.
Catalonia, Corsica,
1 right. Square left.
Portugal, Monte Carlo as well.
Hairpin right.
I mean, Monte Carlo these years, as cool as the pictures get, I mean, they use flares in the middle of the night, which flashes the driver's eyes and
Long 2 left.
which blinds them, which is really stupid.
Yep.
5 left.
That's time for
3
me.
right. Over crest. 3 left.
Oh,
Then
Long 2 left. Back
Yeah.
into
Well,
square
you done,
right.
Joseph?
Yeah.
You won.
I know.
Right.
Thanks. I mean, I only made one mistake in the run, so